Hey folks, it's Dave Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. It is January 3rd, 2026. I'm coming to you today with another video. This video is what makes officers want to quit. What makes officers want to quit? That is a good question. I have heard many different theories. I've heard many different reasons for officers to quit. But what it boils down to, in my experience, is poor management, poor leadership. Not necessarily poor leadership in the eyes of the department, because the bottom line is still the bottom line, but poor leadership in the eyes of the individual. I've often heard it said, people don't quit a bad job, they quit a bad boss. And with the last video that I did being, why do we punish our go-getters? They kind of go hand in hand. If you've got a stellar employee that you're rewarding by giving him more to do, giving him more work, then you're in effect running him off. That's basically what you're doing. If you constantly let the bad employees get away with everything that they're getting away with, the good employees see that and they're going to leave. When you tighten the screws on a bad employee, all of a sudden they realize, hey man, this is not as fun as it used to be, and they're going to leave. They're going to look for greener pastures. They're going to try to go where the grass is greener. They're going to go where the money is. And Florida has really largely done away with the money concern, because we have wages now that are competing with the counties, and we're doing a good job in that respect. But we have a lot to do in the way of supervising people, in the way of helping people, in the way of dealing with people. We are a business of people. The inmates that we watch, they're people. Those that watch the inmates are people. Those that supervise the people that are watching the inmates, those are people. Those that manage our institutions are people. The people at the administrative level in region and state are people. We are a business of people, by people. And I've watched several videos from Simon Sinek, and Simon Sinek says, if you want to lead, get real used to taking care of the person to your left and taking care of the person to your right, because those are your better leaders. Those are your best leaders, are the people that take care of people. Another person that I watch a lot for leadership advice is Jocko Willink. Jocko Willink is a Navy SEAL. He has a podcast that I routinely watch, but what gripped me the most about Jocko was when he got on TED Talk and he talked about a failure on the battlefield that resulted in friendly fire killing friendly soldiers and wounding some of his very own SEALs. And boss wanted explanation, the higher ups wanted explanation as to what happened, and he took it on himself. He took care of his people. There was one Navy SEAL, when he asked what happened, he says, it's all my fault. There was another Navy SEAL that said, it's all my fault. And there was another Navy SEAL that said, it's all my fault. And he said, no, I'm the commander on the battlefield. It's my responsibility. It's my fault. And he took absolute ownership of that, and his men respected him more, and his higher ups respected him more. So he embodied what Simon Sinek said. He took care of the people to his left, he took care of the people to his right, and gained much more respect and leadership credibility than he had coming into that situation. So I think A good strategy for change would be, and this is just me speaking for me personally, discipline less, teach more, spread the wealth, reward with luxury assignments, and those that are not pulling their weight, bring them up. Bring them up. Give credit, take responsibility. And that's I think, what is going to happen to remove the bad boss aspect of what makes officers want to quit. I'm going to do whatever I can to remove the bad boss aspect of it. I'm going to be one that takes care of the person to my left and takes care of the person to my right and takes responsibility but gives credit. And we will, sorry about that, my dog just wagged her tail and hit my tripod. We will see how far that goes to improving my credibility as a leader in the Department of Corrections. So let's see what happens. That's all I got for this video, folks. Remember, there is no place for domestic violence in this world. If you are the victim of a domestic violence situation, or you know the victim of a domestic violence situation, the number to call is 1-800-799-SAFE, 1-800-799-7233. That is a domestic violence hotline. The folks at the other end of that conversation have the tools, abilities, resources, and are willing to help the victims of domestic violence. If you know the aggressor in a domestic violence situation and the domestic violence situation is ongoing, the number to call is 911. Get them some help, okay? The worst thing that you can do is nothing. And if you are the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, remember, there's help for you too. First, you got to ask for it. Or first, you got to admit that you need it, and then you got to ask for it. But remember, there is consequences for actions. So keep that in mind, but there is help for you. That's all I got for this video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. You want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications when I post new videos. And engage with me. Hit me with some comments. Let me know, especially if you are an officer, what makes officers want to quit, so that I can address it, not just on this channel, but in my life, in my career, and in my officers' careers. This is David Smith, Correctional Officer Lifestyle. I'll see you guys in the next video.